LeBron James and JJ Redick just teamed up for one of the best collaborations I've seen since Kyrie and LeBron. When you look at LeBron, you see his athleticism, his talent, but people forget he's probably one of the smartest players to ever touch a ball. So right now we're going to go through his podcast and hopefully come up with some things to help fans and players. So first, let's listen up to this first excerpt.
In some ways, the player has to establish that he can score in that matchup.
Correct.
And then the next part is he has to establish he's going to then make the right read.
Correct.
If you double.
Correct.
Then all of a sudden, if you're the offensive team, all bets are off. You're going to get whatever you want.
You're going to get whatever you want then.
LeBron James and JJ Redick makes an excellent point here. When you look at Luka's game, he starts out by being extremely aggressive, making plays. So does Jokic. They demoralize the individual matchup. When you do this, it allows your entire team to succeed, and sometimes if you're too unselfish, you're actually hurting the team, and obviously your chances of winning as well. What young players have to understand, and also coaches, when you have a player that's an absolute mismatch, that can open it up for your entire team. It gives you almost like a running game when it comes to football. Something that you can go to all game, get easy buckets, and it sets up the rest of the offense as well. Obviously, it's awesome to have a huge base of skills that help you score more, but what makes even more impact is if you're able to be a mismatch problems. When you're able to be a mismatch, you can find somebody or a team that cannot guard you and then attack it all day long. But when you're too unselfish, you put the ball in other people's hands that can't necessarily get the job done as well as you can. Unselfish players have to do their job. And if you're not doing your job, then you're not helping the team. What really separates amateurs from pros is the ability to make the right reads in your position, whether you're a big or a guard. Listen to what LeBron James and JJ Redick had to say.
Part of it is not just so that you can get a shot. Part of it, like basketball, boils down to, can you put two on the ball?
Yeah. And now you create the 4-on-3 on the backside.
Yeah.
I don't think many people know that. You know why? Because everyone now, it's a narrative of this thing called, I have a bag. Or he doesn't have a bag. It bothers the fuck out of me. Everyone thinks just because you get a favorable matchup that it means it's one-on-one time. Let's play ones. That's all you hear the kids talk about now. You wanna play ones? You wanna play ones? What the fuck is this? This is not Jordan versus Bird Nintendo. Like, it's 5-on-5. And yes, if you have an opportunity to have a favorable matchup and you can beat your man, but realize something. Most great teams are going to send help. And can you make the right reads? Can you make the right reads? Can you instill confidence in your teammates to when you've scored twice on that favorable matchup? Do you know that the double is coming? And you have to see it either coming from the tilt on the baseline or from the fire from the nail.
Now, a huge reason why a lot of great players are getting double teamed is because they can't really pass the ball that well. Once you show a team that you can make the right play again and again after being doubled, that opens it up for your game to get back in attack mode as well. Remember, this is not a game of one-on-one where you could just score 1,000 buckets and it helps the team win every time. You have to be able to recognize the double, which then keeps your teammates involved and keeps them in the rhythm as well, because guess what? You're gonna need them down the stretch. When I watch a lot of high school basketball or a lot of AAU basketball, you see highly talented kids not making the correct reads, whether it is to score or to make the right pass. So what you have to remember is that sometimes the right read is you being aggressive. Sometimes the right read is you making the pass. This comes through experience. This comes through being able to actually make these passes through skill and watching a lot of film so you could have pattern recognition. You want to really stand out as a defensive player, especially at the high school or college level, switch less. I notice so many lazy defenders switch too much. Listen to LeBron on this.
Do you think teams concede the switch too much? Like, do you think teams switch too much?
Yes.
Do you think more teams should just, if you're Atlanta, should you just hedge with Trae Young?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's funny you say that. In the Clipper game, we had switching built in versus Kawhi and versus James and whatever the case may be, and I vetoed it in the second half because I know T. Lue more than any other player that's ever been with T. Lue, and I know he plays target ball too. And it got to a point where I knew in order for us to get back into the game, switching anybody else into Kawhi, it's not favorable for us. I might as well just get ready for the Wizards. So I vetoed it.
Sometimes teams switch too much and it can really hurt you, especially if you don't have versatile defenders. And you can see this in this LeBron James, Austin Reeves situation where he doesn't want to switch him on Kawhi because he knows Austin Reeves is not a good defender. He sticks on him, and then that makes the guy they want to shoot the ball, Norman Powell, miss a terrible shot instead of the ball getting to Kawhi and it's easy buckets. If you're trying to impress NBA scouts, if you're trying to impress a college coach to give you a scholarship, getting screened is a great opportunity to stand out and show you have great mental toughness and dog. This shows that you can stick to a matchup and you won't get caught up on bigs where that could get you exposed. Some things I hear players constantly whine about is getting doubled, but you absolutely have to embrace the double and see that as an opportunity for your team.
This is interesting. So this year, top 5 players that have been blitzed and pick and roll. Luka by a lot. By far, almost 200 more blitzes. Sure. And then up your blitz numbers in the tracking era. And you were first in ISO doubles in 13 and 14, second in 15, 16, and top 10 in 17, 18, and 19, 20. You've never actually been in the top 20 in blitzes against pick and rolls. Why do you think that is?
Because I make all the right reads.
I think it's that simple. You're right.
That simple.
If you have the ability to play make at a high level and you also have teammates that could space the floor, you should see getting doubled as an opportunity for your team. As you can see here with LeBron, as soon as he gets doubled, he makes the correct pass a lot of times. Whether they miss or make the shot, this is a great opportunity for their teammates to stay engaged and hit the shots when they really matter. You have to keep those teammates involved, and they will pay dividends, especially if they can shoot the ball at a high level. At a certain level, when you get to the NBA or you play professionally overseas, you will probably have a pretty good shooting team, and you will need to make these reads as a primary ball handler or even as a big playing out of the post. If you make your team better with the ball in your hands, this is a great opportunity to create deficits without even having to work hard because you've already did your job and gotten double teamed. Great stuff from here in LeBron. I absolutely love this podcast. We will keep doing this to really explain. We do have different services like evaluations, one-on-one coaching, and courses. Go to hoopdoctors.net. Thank you for watching.